Oh hey, one of these, and we got an achievement. Don't call me Becky. Well, hey guys, it's Mick. Welcome back to more Valhalla. I wish I could speak. Valhalla Cyberpunk Bartender action. And the last one, we talked with two new people that were apparently cosplaying as characters from Y2K, of all things. And then talked a little bit, basically had a heart-to-heart with Dorothy, and that was really sweet. So in this one, I guess we're talking to her and then doing whatever it is we'll be doing in the second half of the day. So, let's start. Want one? Want one? Are you really offering a little girl a cigarette? Now you're a little girl? I always am. Innocence, however, is another matter entirely. But anyway, thanks, no. Smoking seriously messes with my air filters, and they're a hassle to replace. Don't mind me, though. Smoke to your heart's content. Thanks. So, why don't you tell me about this guardian of yours? I want to know what kind of woman she is. Sure. Well, her name is Sophia Graham. I'm assuming I'm pronouncing that right. Graham? Graham. I'll go with just Graham, that's easier to say. She's a retired physical education teacher. Nowadays, she works at a gym during the morning shift. She's pretty fit, if I do say so myself. She had a daughter. Apparently she suffered from nanomachine rejection all her life. And when she finally healed, she was hit by a truck. Truck could no. I hope she's okay in whatever isekai world she goes to after that, because that's how anime works, right? Get hit by a truck, get sent to a fantasy world, or get turned into a zombie in one case. What was her daughter's name? I don't know. I never asked, really. Are you okay? I'm reading fear, or is that surprise? It's hard to tell. I'm fine, yeah. Wait, read? Well, I don't see emotions like you do. Yeah, is what going on here is Graham Lenore's last name? Is it the same mom? Scared. I have to make do with a combination of body heat readings, face recognition, and context. I'm still a bit confused about some, but I've gotten better with time. Anyway, you sure you're fine? Yeah. Scared or surprised? She's not wrong, though. Wait, does that mean your last name isn't really Hayes? Hayes is just my artistic name. Sounds more exotic, and that's what people usually look for in this business. Oh, was she surprised at her name being different? Okay, that also makes sense. I tried other names, though. Dolores Hayes, Genesis Graham. I tried Dorothy Warrior once, but a legal team came out of nowhere and stopped me cold. Dragon Warrior? Or is Dorothy Warrior a thing? Dorothy Warrior. Dorothy Warrior. I can't really find anything, so I'm just gonna assume Dragon Warrior. So, what's your legal name then? Rebecca Dorothy Willow Graham. A bit of a mouthful, if you ask me. So Dorothy is actually your second name. Should I call you something like Becky then? People have always called me Dorothy rather than Rebecca for some reason. That's why I chose it. It's useful too. People have tried to falsify stuff using my name and they always get caught. Because they use Dorothy Hayes as their name. Yep. Only my mom, guardian, calls me Rebecca, so it's weird to hear it from others. What about Willow? Willow's my first surname, actually. When I got registered, my guardian was married to a guy who had Willow as a last name. Shortly after I joined their household, they separated, so I was left with his family name first. Hold on, so your real name in short would be Rebecca Willow? It doesn't have the same pizzazz to it, if you ask me. Whatever you say, Becky. Stop it! It'd be like if I called you Julianne all of a sudden. Whoa, that was anger I just read now. Lots of anger. I think it's weird enough already if you call me Jill instead of Honey. Weird, huh? How can you end up feeling associated with a name that's not yours? No, I get it. Mick is not my real name, and it's not like my real name is a dead name. So like most people call me Mick that I know, because I know a lot of people online, but family members and a couple of close friends in private will call me my real name. I'm not saying it here because it's not that I'm hiding it. It's out there. If you find it, it's fine, though. Just Mick is the alias I want to be called online, and it's what I'm most used to for most people now. But the people that call me my real name, I feel weird them calling me Mick. So, you know, it just depends. It feels weird hearing most people call me my real name, but there are some that I prefer it, basically. I have an uncle that always called me Tina. He kept calling my cousin Tina Jill for some reason. Neither of us mind it, though, because he's calling us what he thinks we're called instead of mixing us up. That, and it's completely useless to try and correct him. But you know, maybe that effect is true for your clients, too. How so? Well, you're worried about your clients not hiring you because you're you, right? But think about what happens when it's announced that a character will be played by a different actor. Sure, it's a character, but people are also going for the actor playing the character. Yeah, that's also... I get that more for voice actors more than anything else. In 2 games in particular right now. In Persona 5 Royal, Goth Doctor, aka Tai Takemi, her voice actress was replaced, and her new voice actress is good, don't get me wrong, but I was so used to the original one that it just feels weird. And then in Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition, Troy Baker got replaced by Grant George. And I'm actually more upset about that one because Grant George only did the new lines. The rest of the lines are still done by Troy Baker. So just randomly, it sounds like Troy Baker, or just randomly, it sounds like Yuri Lowell just catches a cold or something. And it's like, it's so jarring to me. It would be weird to hear Grant George for all of it, but it's even weirder now that it's just randomly Grant George, you know? I wish they would have just redubbed the whole thing if they weren't going to rehire Troy Baker, you know? Oh well. So you're saying they go for my roleplay instead of just mere roleplay? Sounds too far-fetched? Sounds plausible, actually. Okay, honey, I'll take my leave now. Don't want to take up all of your break. Thanks for the chat. See you at the party tomorrow. Bye. And now we're back. Now we're back in here. Let's see what clients we get this half of the day, shall we? I need to remember to buy more cigars. Back. Did I miss something? Unless you count the worst PBV main event fight I've seen all year. Not really, no. Alright. I'm going out. Scratch, I turned the volume up to 2 lines ago, so make sure to adjust that in recording me, or editing me. Anyway, I'll have a word with Gogo outside. He was so hyped for that match. He must be devastated. Okay. Welcome to Valhalla. Oh, hi, Say. Good evening, Jill. How are you doing? The nightmares have stopped, so I'm sleeping better. Ahem. How about your injuries? My bones are healing nicely. My wound's finally closed. The scars itch a bit, though. Well, that's good to hear. Are you by yourself today? Yeah, I'm running a couple errands for myself by myself today, but I wanted to come here for a while. I also noticed the big guy from last time is outside. Buster? Stella doesn't want me being alone while I'm still healing, so she just suggested taking him with me. Ah, I see. What can I get you? Something cold. Sure. Something cold, so just something with This had rocks, right? Yep, there we go. We're getting Piano Man. There we go. It's cold, so here. Yeah, this is the one. Why drink something cold when the weather outside is so cold too? It's not that cold, actually, but I've always had decent tolerance for the cold, so I'm not a good reference. So Stella isn't with you today? She's throwing a MegaChristmas party tomorrow and is having a meeting today. I'm just helping her by checking out some of the things she ordered. And here I was, all ready to invite you to the party we're throwing tomorrow. You're throwing a party too? Sorry about that, can't really say no to Stella. Maybe next time? If there's a next time at all. Don't worry about it, it's not a big deal. I want you to know that I want you to have a good time. Have fun, drink a couple of beers in our honor. I will, then. I'm sad, I wanted Say and Stella to come. That's a bit of a shame, but oh well, I suppose. What are Stella's Christmas parties like? They're really big. There's lots of food and drinks and music. Sometimes there's too much food, though. So at the end of the party, she lets the staff take home whatever's left. She also buys toys for all the children of her staff members. Really? She says something about taxes or whatever, but during the whole thing, she just shines. She carries a beaming smile that I don't see any other day of the year. Oh, that's really sweet. Many of the kids have even started calling her Auntie Ella. Stella always does her best to put up a tough girl facade, but she's very much in touch with her inner child. Christmas, Easter, Halloween, name a party and she most likely celebrates it big. Interesting. And do you like parties, Jill? I don't mind them. They're a good place to see people. I'm not one to actively look for parties to attend, though. I just don't mind going to them. Ah, I see. I only go to parties that Stella is attending, because otherwise I'd just be standing there without anything to say. That and I'm not one to wear dresses, you know. You're not? I'm a tad too ripped. I don't think they look cute on me. One, you don't have to wear dresses if you don't want to. There are other things to... There are other things you can wear, unless I guess dress codes, but screw that. But if you like, wearing dresses, then who cares? Muscle dress. I think they'll look hot as hell. Don't worry about it. Although, with all this healing I have to do, I won't be as fit for a while. They're too, breezy too. I feel like I'm wearing nothing. Then if you don't like wearing dresses, don't wear dresses. But I bet you'd look good in a dress, Jill. It's been years since I last wore one. I wouldn't know. Last time I wore one, I remember worrying my arms were too thin or something like that. We all have a complex, huh? I mean, even Stella has her own. That's hard to imagine. Oh, but she does have one. She distresses a lot about her bust size. Characters in this game really talk about their boobs a lot, huh? Really? She's not that small. I think I'm smaller than her, in fact. Actually, it's the opposite. The opposite kind of complex, I mean. She's a bit self-conscious about having a big chest. Really? Again, I've seen bigger chests than hers, to be honest. Although I guess comparisons are useless here. They rarely help with complexes. Well, she does go the extra mile to hide it. In fact, I have no idea how she does it. I mean, I've seen her before and she tucks them away, but I guess I never cared enough to ask the specifics. That's also why when she goes out, she styles her hair in those, drills? They look a bit drilly, don't they? She styles her hair like that to help divert attention away from her chest. It probably works. They're very eye-catching. She seems affluent enough. Why not go through reduction surgery? Because she also kind of likes having that size. She takes her bust size after her mom, and Miss Carmine is quite proud of her chest. Puffing out your chest is a sign of confidence, and a bigger chest means more confidence to show. Okay. Interesting. She says something along those lines a lot. Stella has quite the admiration for her mom, so I guess breast reduction would feel like betraying her? Huh. It's a bit weird, but whatever. I'm making it sound like she's hiding J-cups or something. No, this isn't One Piece. I doubt that. Whatever. I guess in a taller or thicker person, her size would be normal. She's just a bit shorter or thinner than the norm. Do you get self-conscious about your bust size, Jill? Not really. I've been more self-conscious about my height. Although it usually comes up whenever not being average height hinders me somehow. What about you? Yes and no? It's not my bust size, rather that I look too manly sometimes. Really? I didn't get that from you at all. I just assumed you were a fit woman. They exist. There's quite a few. And I can't help but wonder if bigger boobs would help with that. You're fine, don't worry. Thank you. Can I get you anything else? Do you have something non-alcoholic? I do. Give me a second. Something non-alcoholic for say, so something with no carmatrine or optional carmatrine. So, 200? Yeah, and I'm not gonna look at anything that isn't at least 200 then. Alright, so it was that one worth 200. Which one was that? It was the Bleeding Jane, wasn't it? Yep. Here you go. Yep. One Bleeding Jane for Miss Say. There you go. Here. Thanks! You're not one to drink with that much alcohol, are you? It makes me feel sleepy, or at the very least, it makes my legs go numb. It's an annoying feeling, to be honest. It makes me wonder what's so good about getting drunk. I mean, I'm not above it, but it's not exactly a pleasant feeling. I wouldn't know. I've never been drunk. I don't drink at all. Not that I'm not curious about what I'd be like drunk, though I also know that different alcohols get you drunk different. But I'm also not super... I don't like the idea of not being in full control of myself, right? So that kind of off-puts me a little bit. You feel like you're sleepy even when you're not. Your legs go numb, everything starts sounding funnier than it really is. What's so good about not being able to control yourself? Nailed it. That's a good question, actually. Usually people like feeling numb because that numbness helps them forget their problems. It doesn't solve the problems, though. It's just a temporary distraction. God damn it. Whatever. I'm not about to judge the reasons other people have. You do you as long as you don't have a problem. I don't care. Even if we don't talk about alcohol, there's a portion of people that can't afford food, or who are suffering from some pain that only alleviates when drunk or high. That doesn't sound really logical on paper, but then again, humans are rarely, if ever, logical creatures. That's true. Despair and pain cloud your judgment and make you do stupid things sometimes. This is also true. Yeah, I've seen that firsthand. This world has an ugly side nobody deserves to be a part of. Ahem. There's also a matter of addiction, you know. You start just liking the drink, but then you need more of it, and before you know it, you're hooked. Oh yeah, that too. So tell me, what kind of party are you guys throwing? Nothing fancy, it'll just be me, Boss, Gil, and a couple of regulars. They'll bring food, we'll chat for a while, and that's it. Man, that sounds so good. At least better than the whole planning madness Stella is throwing right now. If you ever throw something like that again, you let me know, you hear? Sure. Hey, Say. Yeah? What do you plan on doing now? I'm gonna check one last errand before going home. No, I mean, what do you plan on doing now, with the White Knights disbanded and all? To be honest, I don't know. I never prepared for a plan B because I figured, if you can go with a plan B, why not just make it the plan A? I'm not the brightest person, so I never graduated from college or even high school. I could go for a position with the police, but it wouldn't be as thrilling. And I'm tired of blatant corruption. Sick of it. Oh, but I'm alive. I learned something after that hell in Apollo Trust. Life is not something that you can just throw away easily. Clawing my way out of that place made me realize just how much I want to be alive. The body count left in the bank was ridiculous, but I'm still here. I don't know what I'll do, but I'm alive. I'll figure it out sooner or later. Yeah, that's a really good outlook, actually. A good one to take away from an experience as harrowing as that one must have been. So, you know what, I'm proud of you, Say, for just keeping at it. I know it's definitely not easy. That's nice to know. Well, I gotta go. Bye, Jill. Good luck with the party. Please come again. Welcome to Valhalla. Oh, hi, Mr. Detective. Ah, you! Oh, hey there, girl. Give me a strong drink, won't you? Alright. Something strong for Mr. Detective. Perhaps something manly. I don't want to give a gut punch to anyone who doesn't ask for it, because it's so cheap. 160, 170, 170 it is. Yeah, and this one's even labeled strong, so this'll do nicely. And all blended. One Mars Blast. Here you go. Ah, yes, this'll do. So, what brought you here? Nothing special. I was just working on a case and I happened to be in the area. What kind of work? Tracking someone. A gun for hire. What about the girl? Crimson something? I am tracking that girl. Didn't you just get out of that job? I did, but the guy offered a huge amount of money and, well, I just couldn't refuse again. Well, it's your life, not mine. I wonder, though, there has to be more to that whole thing than just acting as a middleman to look for some murderer. Say, how safe is this place? We're protected by the BTC property laws. The walls are soundproof. And I really couldn't give less of a shit about selling info to anyone. Okay, then. Wait, soundproof walls? Why? Did you see those vending machines outside? They're quite talkative, the bastards. It'd be annoying without those walls. Alright then. Have you heard of Lord Lance Lavender? Nope. He's some big name from Kanye-vania. Kanye-vania? His blood apparently has some weird reaction to Glitch City's nanomachines. Once in contact with the air, it does nothing. But if still fresh and touching someone's blood, the nanomachines will initiate a reaction. Essentially, they'll just eat through the other person's body until there's nothing left. They're using him as a guinea pig to see what causes that reaction, and if it could be used to fight nanomachine rejection. Uh-huh. Well, it turns out the Crimson Rose is his daughter. She left years ago to earn her living here, and he hasn't seen her ever since. He could be lying, you know. Doubt it. I did my research. She really is his daughter. Why didn't you figure that out earlier? I had no clue who was making the contract, and tracking all the messages to the source would have been too costly. Knowing who the sender was made things easier. I see. Can I get you anything else? What about the Cobalt Velvet? Okay. Cobalt Velvet for Mr. Detective here. 2 of these, 3 of these, 5 of these. All on the rocks and mixed. Here you go. Here you are. Oh, you actually did it. Were you expecting me to mess up so you didn't have to pay? No. So, what made you accept the contract anyway? Keeping in mind all the risks you told me last time. He told me he wanted to see her again one last time, or, at the very least, deliver her a message. He could have been lying. Yes, people lie. You made your point. Even then, I felt like I couldn't say no. I mean, I know what it's like not being able to find your daughter. What it's like to be apart from her. Not knowing what she's doing, or even if she's alright. There's a story there! You do? I have a daughter. She's about your age. When she was a teen, we had a big fight and she ran away from home. At first, I just waited for her to show up, but then I started getting worried and went out to find her. I couldn't find any trace of her. Nobody had seen her. Soon I was worried if something might have happened to her. I guess that's how my tracking skills and list of contacts began to grow. I finally found her, taking cover in a dumpster, unconscious from starvation. So yeah, I just couldn't say no to his request of finding his daughter. But I don't expect you to understand. So, how's the search going? I'm very close to finding her. That girl's pretty good at covering her tracks. Compared to her from before the bank incident, though, she seems slower somehow. Either she's let her guard down or something else is happening. What will you do when you find her? I have this letter I'm supposed to deliver to her. I don't know what it says, and I don't want to find out. What if she tries to kill you? I might not look like it, but I can take care of myself, bartender. You don't stay so long in this business without picking up a couple of tricks. Yeah, I guess you're right. Okay, I better get back to work before her trail goes cold. Please come again. Are you done? Yeah. Okay then, I want you here tomorrow at 8 p.m. No working beforehand. The bar will be closed tomorrow. Come dressed in your absolute best. We're having a party after all. Alright. Where's Gil, by the way? He stored all of our things in his home because of how close it was to the stores. So I told him to go home already. Bring the stuff tomorrow. I see. Well, see you tomorrow, boss. Hold on, wait a bit and I'll go with you. Oh, sure, thanks. Oh. So, we've got a bit of money now, so I know the small party is what you needed. Let's continue. Merry MegaChristmas. Let us celebrate Santa's resurrection as the Mega Santa that saved Christmas from the Redmonds. Happy holidays. A party then? I'll bring you leftovers. Okay, good. So Jill didn't need to buy anything this time, so we're going to be able to keep some funds. Thank God for that. Let's see if there's anything new. Nothing from Reddit, but the Augmented Eye and Kiramiki are good to go. So let's see. Yore is the best show. Want to watch it? Anime is for nerds. Look what game you're in, Jill. If you weren't a fan of Yuri or slice of life shows already, sure, I don't watch super much of either of those, just because I watch what gets popular-ish, kind of. Well, I watch what's recommended to me mostly, and Yuri and Slice of Life don't tend to pick up as much. So, like, I'd watch them if I knew what to watch, but, you know, I don't usually. Anyway, then be prepared to join the Moe Church this season with the premiere of Yoro. Oh, it's Yuru Yuri. Ha. Yep, that I've actually watched Yuri Yuri. It's one of the like few I have watched. It took me. I was pronouncing it just Yoro Yore because I just assumed it was like, since it was anime, it was going by the Japanese vowel pronunciations. But no, it's just a spoof of Yuri Yuri. Amazing. One of the funniest shows I remember it being pretty funny, but I watched it years ago. The pals at the popular Danger U forum seem to divide it, however. This is such an obvious pandering. Remember when anime was about women doing womanly things and beating the shit out of each other? What is this trash? You girls are just haters who hate their lives. I'm going to marry Sheena too. Wake me up inside! You can catch Yuri Yuri every Friday on RSTV. I also seem to be remembering a weird thing between Akari and her sister that was just nope. Why? But otherwise I remember it being pretty funny. Toshino Kyoko is useless. Is it sexist to have an army of robot women? I'm pretty sure Kanye Vania went through demilitarization before. I don't even have an answer to this question. What? The ones without artificial intelligence, mind you. The King of the West, Kanye, from the western nation of Kanye-vania, has approximately 6,000 robot soldiers, all of whom look like the hottest girls around. But is this show of quirkiness from a wacky dictator problematic? I'd say don't say that word to me, but this is exactly where it would be used. So I guess Tumblr has ruined the word problematic for me so much. I can never take it seriously, but here it's not meant to be taken seriously, so you know what, it works. Those dictators from Venezuela or whatever just do what they want. They don't give a shit. Mariana Zimmer, 35, told the Augmented Eye during a street interview. They're all pretty hot though. If I was him, I'd have done the same. Why bother with the real thing when you can just make them from scratch to match your every needs? More as we investigate. I was on the fence about the answer to this question at the beginning. Oh, I can grab... What am I doing? But this answer makes me go, yes. Update 2. Lilim receiving mysterious messages. Spooky, yeah, I bet. Alright, the messages have suddenly stopped and everything is normal again. Still, can't stop wondering what's the deal. Was it just some prankster, or someone who discovered how to subvert public communication channels in Lilim? Either way, some reports indicate that Lilim behavior has been rather unusual as of late, although we can only imagine the confusion they were going through. Not the first time. Let's not forget that something similar happened 5 years ago, when Lilim advancement was at its historic high. Fortunately, nothing came out of it. Will it happen again? Time will tell. Who knows? And what's up with you, Kira Miki? I remember Dream Person, right? Yeah. So, MegaChristmas is here. Was it MegaChristmas or MegaChristmas? Don't know, don't care. I'm way too used to Christmas, but the mega tradition here in Glitch City is Mega Comfy. I know it's an incredibly absurd name, and the holiday isn't any less crazy due to its origin, but I find it amazing how Glitch City managed to replace the original festivities. Some places celebrate Christmas eating fried chicken, but here they outright changed the holiday. Well, it's not that different considering they still have the same dates, but it's still pretty cool. Whoop, gotta go. Time to sign some books. Kira Miki's pretty cute. She's fun. But that's everything that needs to be said. So, thank you so very much. I do hope you enjoyed. In the next one, we will go to that Mega Christmas party. See you then.